Hello, seniors. Quick video to try and give you guys some advice and tips on buying college textbooks and saving money. Quick fact, cost of college textbooks have risen faster in the last 30 years than healthcare, rent, and even the price of tuition. The cost of going to school has not risen as fast as the price of the textbooks. So let's see if we can find some ways to save money. Here are some of the best tips I can give you. I'll go through each of them in detail, and hopefully we'll answer some questions and get you some good strategies to move forward. The strategies here, however, will vary depending on the school, the major, the book, and maybe even the time you're looking at this. All right, so here's the first one. You need to search by ISBN. All books, here's a whole bunch of college books, have ISBN numbers. If you look on the back, it's above the barcode. Each one of these, you can kind of see it here. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see, boom, ISBN numbers. Don't search by title. Don't search by author. Sometimes a book will have 14, 15, 16, 22 editions. Sometimes an author will have a version for, microbiology, a version for macrobiology, a version for neurobiology, a version for psychobiology. So they're going to have all these different versions. Save yourself the time and the trouble. ISBN. Actually, one of my tricks, what I would do when I would go to school is I would go into the campus bookstore, I would find the actual book in the bookstore and take photographs of all the ISBNs, and then I would go back with my phone and go online. But we'll get into that detail in a minute. So back to our list, our next one is comparison shop. Check online versus at the school bookstore. Compare rent versus buying and reselling. Let's take a look at comparison shop. Here's some tips here for comparison shop. I'm going to encourage you to think about buying used and then reselling the book. If the book is originally priced at, say, $100, maybe you can buy it used for $50 and resell it for $20. That means the book only costs you $30 when you're done. It's possible renting might only be $45, and you're like, well, buy it used for $50, rent for $45. But when you buy it used, you can sell it back. When you rent for $45, that money is gone. Think about ways to buy and resell books. Go to the campus bookstore. Sometimes they'll have buyback events. See what their prices are. See what they'll do. See what the prices are online versus the campus bookstore and make a decision right there on the spot. You have your phone with you. Make that choice right there. Talk to your peers at your college. Talk to people who are taking your classes, people in your major, people in your dorm. See if you can sell a book to them. Maybe the campus is selling it used for $80 and they're buying it back from you for $40. Can you make a deal with your neighbor to say, hey, will you buy it from me for $60? You both get a little bit of a benefit from that. The other one is go online. Look at some of the popular providers for textbooks online. I'll show you some of those in a minute. See what they're buying and selling, offering for, and take a look at those ones. Here's a good one, directtextbook.com. Directtextbook.com, you can kind of see here, they've got a whole bunch of websites they're searching. So it's not just one website. They're searching Amazon and Follett and eCampus, etc. Directtextbook.com. Don't spell it wrong. Check them out. Type in by ISBN. See what their prices are for buying. See what their prices are when they buy back from you. Here's another one, Campus Books. Campus Books, again, they're going to be searching all these websites, lots and lots of websites, even more than this. Campusbooks.com. When you get in there, search by ISBN number, see what the book comes up at, see how much it is to buy new, see how much it is to buy used, see how much it is that they'll sell it back when you sell it back to them. See what those prices are. So again, I'm going to encourage you to comparison shop. I'm also going to get you thinking about used books and reselling books. Sell to the campus bookstore, maybe sell independently online, maybe find students on your campus, sell to them. Sell to popular online websites like directtextbook.com or Campus Books. Finally, buy an old edition. Sometimes you're at a school where they say, hey, we need the 14th edition of calculus. See if you can get the 13th edition. It's usually really cheap. Now, one drawback to this is sometimes the 14th edition has things in it that your professor wants you to look at. If that's the case and you have the 13th edition, see if your friend will let you take a picture of that little thing in the box or whatever it is that's missing from your 13th edition or 14th edition. Buy books early. Everyone buys books at the same time and it creates really high demand. And this is actually nationally because schools tend to start and end around the same time. See if you can figure out ahead what the book is going to be months in advance. Buy it in November. People aren't usually buying and selling books in November. Buy it in April for next September. You'll usually get a much better price. The other thing about buying early is you got to think about when you're buying a used book, they have to ship it to you. If it's a 2 or 3 week shipping time, that could really hurt your efforts in the class. So one of the things to think about is maybe I need the book now. Explore free options. Take a look at your library. For example, locally, Oxnard College, they have all of their books that they require for classes in the library. You can't take them out of the library, but you can go into the library and look at them and use them there. Think about book sharing. You want to make sure you find reliable people, roommates, friends, relatives. You're both taking the same class. You can share the books, split the price. But again, reliable people. Consider renting. However, remember, when you're renting, all that money is gone. And consider digital options. There might be some free or cheaper digital options. I personally tend to like the feel of a paper book in my hand. I like holding it. I like carrying it around. I don't have to worry about the battery dying on it. I don't have to worry about charging up some device. But consider a digital option. The last one I'm going to show you is there are textbook scholarships. Let me show you this website. I found this on directtextbook.com. It is May of 2023, so the website might change before then, before you see this. I will also try and put a link up on here so you can get this in the description. You can probably find a link down here. So you can find this and look and see what they've got. They're offering scholarships of $500, $1,000, $2,500 because books are expensive. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's your tips. Search by ISBN. Do some comparison shopping online, at the school, rent versus buy. I'm going to encourage you to think about buying used and reselling because you'll make back a lot of your money. Think about buying a older edition. Don't go too old. If they're on 14th, don't buy the 5th edition. If they're on 14th, look at the 13th edition. Buy books early. Buy books at times when other people are not buying. When you're in the middle of a term, think forward to your next term. What are your classes? What are those books? See if you can find those books now. They might be cheaper. Explore free options. Some universities might have some free options. You might even be able, if you develop a relationship with the professor, to go to the professor and say, hey, I can't afford this book. Do you have a copy I can borrow? You never know. Maybe they do. Think about book sharing with reliable people. Then consider renting. Look for digital options if that's your style. And finally, there are textbook scholarships out there. Ladies and gentlemen,